Good morning, all of you. I hope all of you are fine at your home, and I hope all of you are following our online classes too. So, we have been discussing about our first block 1, and in the previous classes, we have been discussed about the topic number systems. We have been discussed that there are two type of number system, Indian number system and international number system, and we drawn their respective place value charts also. And from those place value charts we have been discussed that we can express a given number in three different forms. Don't you remember which are them? One is expressing the number in its standard form. The second one is expressing the number in its expanded form. And the third one is expressing the name of the number in words. Certain problems also have been discussed in the previous class. In this class, we can discuss some more problems related with the topic. And now we would be going to discuss about a new topic, which is skip count. So let's begin with the topic skip count. So have you heard about skip count? I don't know whether you had those topics on the previous classes or not, but I am sure that you would be having an idea about this word count. That I can sure. And for the purpose of counting, which type of numbers we use? We generally use the counting numbers for the purpose of counting. And you can write the counting numbers which are starting from 1, then the next number is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Where should it end? It has no end. That's why I am putting these dots, which means they are not ending at anywhere. Clear? And you can see that these are called counting numbers. And in these numbers, you can see that from 1, a number plus 1 is added, or number 1 is added to get 2. And from 2, you have to add again a 1 to get 3. And from 3, you have to get 4 by again adding 1, and so on. So these counting numbers are actually obtained by adding 1, continuously. By adding 1, we would get the counting numbers, and as a result you can say it is a count by 1. It is a count by 1. Why it is count by 1? Because we get each numbers in the counting numbers by adding 1 to the previous number. For getting 2, you have to add 1 to the 1. For getting 3, you have to add 2 to the 1. Clear? So this is simply adding number 1. Clear? So that is how we obtained the counting numbers. So the counting numbers can be considered to be a count by 1. Now we are going to discuss about some other methods of counting, and that is what is called a skip count. So let's discuss about what is a skip count. And by definition, you can say that a skip count is a method of counting forward. skip count is a method of counting forward by any number. We can count by any number other than 1. Other than 1. If it is a count by 1, then it would be called counting numbers. And if we are adding any numbers other than 1, then it would be considered to be a skip count. That is what is called a skip count. We can clear it by taking an example. Suppose here is a number 0. And now I am writing the next number as 2. The next number as 4. Now can you say what would be the next number? It would be 6. Then it would be 8. Then it would be 10, etc. It would be going like this. And you can see that from 0, how did you get the number 2? You have to add which number? Add 2, the number 2. From 2 to get 4, you have to again add 2. From 4 to get 6, again add 2. So this counting, in this counting, you are continuously adding the number 2 with the previous number. And you can say that this is a count by what? Count by 2. This is a count by 2. And in this count by 2, while considering the numbers, you can see that certain numbers are missing here. You know that 0, after 0, there would be a counting number 1. And after 2, there would be a counting number 3. After 4, there would be 5. And so on. So, you can see that certain numbers are skipped here. From the counting numbers, certain numbers are skipped off. That's why it is called a skip count. So, when did the numbers are skipped off? If you are counting by any number other than 1, if you are counting by any number other than 1, then it would be a skip count, because on such countings there would be certain numbers missing. Clear? I hope you are clear about skip count. Now let's take another example. A count by 3. Count by 3. And you are starting with a number 5. You have been given a number 5. And you should have to count by 3. How can you write the remaining numbers? You can write the remaining numbers by adding this number 3, so that the next coming numbers can be obtained. So what would be the next of 5? You have to add 3. 5 plus 3, which would be, it would be 8. Again, by adding 3, it would be 11. Again, adding 3, it would be 14. Again, adding 3, it would be 17, etc. So, this would represent a skip count, and it is a count by 3, because we are adding the number 3 to get all the numbers on this counting, in this counting. Clear? So, this is what is basically a skip count. I hope all of you understand. Listen here. So, we have been discussed about what is a skip count. Now, we have to focus upon certain specific skip counts which has some features. We have to focus upon the skip counts like count by 10, the number 10, or count by the number 100, or count by the number 1000, or count by the number 10,000, etc. So these are we are going to discuss next. Count by these numbers. Count by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. are our next topic. And do you know what is the speciality of count by these numbers? Count by these numbers can be easily done by using certain tricks. That trick would be discussed today. So all of you listen carefully. So let's begin with the number 10. And you are considering a count by 10 itself. So how can you get the next number? You have to add 10. So that the next number 10 plus 10, what would be the next number? It would be 20. What would be the next? Again you have to add 10. So that the answer would be 30. For obtaining the next number, again add 10. Answer would be 40. Next would be 50, 60, etc. So this is a count by 10. Count by 10. You just have to add 10. Clear? So you can see that on these given numbers, count by 10, only a specific place, a particular place is changing. Which is that place? That place is the 10th place. So in the number 10, it is a 2-digit number, and the place values are, this is of ones place, and this is of tens place. So if you are having a count by 10, you only want to change the tens place. Count by 10, then change the tens place. So look at here. This is a number 10, which is the digit on the tens place. On the tens place there is 1. So for count by 10, you should have to increase or only change the tens place. You can see that on the next number, the tens place is replaced as 2. On the next, the tens place is replaced as 3. On the next, the tens place is replaced as 4, etc. Clear? So to have a count by 10, what you should have to do? You should have to only change the digit at the tens place. Increase it by 1. 1 plus 1, 2, again plus 1, 3, again plus 1, 4, etc. This would be the method, easy method or the trick for count by 10. So let's take another example. Here is a number 24. And again you should have to do a count by 10. Again you should have to do a count by 10. What you can do? You can, first of all, you can select the digit at the tens place, which is 2. Now increase it. On the next, it would be 2 is replaced as 3. There is no change in the other number. So 4 would be written as the same. What would be the next number? Again this 3 is increased by 1. It would become 4. This 4 has no change. What would be the next number? 4 is increased as 5. This 4 has no change. So this count by 10 would be going like 24, then 34, then 44, then 54, etc. This is the method for count by 10. Hope all of you understand. Now let's consider the count by 100. I hope all of you can do this problem, count by 100. So I am just taking a number 100 and I should have to do a count by 100. For that, at the beginning, since it is count by 100, I have to choose the digit at the hundredths place. Which is the digit at the hundredths place here? You can say that, you can see that the place value starts from the rightmost end. This digit, this 0 is on the ones place. This is on the tens place. And on the hundreds place there is the number 1. So for count by 100, you should have to change the hundreds place only, so that the numbers on the next would be 1 increased by 1, which would be 2. There are 2 zeros. No change for the other digits. What would be next? 2 is changed as 3. 2 zeros. 300. Next is 400. Next is 500, etc. This would be the count by 100. Again, here is a one more question for you. Let us begin with another number. 1000, 1523. Here is a number 1523. Now you should have to do a count by 100. You should have to do a count by 100. Here also you should have to do a count by 100. For that, first of all, you should have to select the hundreds place in the given number. In the given number, you can see that this 3 is on ones place, 2 is on tens place, and on the hundreds place there is the number 5. So you have to change only the number on the hundreds place for skip count by 100. So what would be the next number? This 1 has no change, 1 itself. This 5, which is in hundreds place, is to be increased by 1. So what would be the next number? 5 increased by 1 gives 6. So 1, 6. There is no change for the other numbers too. Only you should have to change the number at the hundreds place. So what would be next? 2, 3. 1, 6, 2, 3. Can you say the next number? There is no change for 1. Thereafter a comma. Then this 6 is increased by 1, which would become 7. Then 2. Then 3. There is no change for other digits. Should be next 1, 7 would become 8, 2, 3, and so on. This would be the count by 100, and this number starts from 1523. The next one would be 1000. Instead of 500, it would become 600. 1623. 1723, 1823, and so on. This is how skip counts can be done. So skip count by 10. 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. has a small trick. And what is that trick? To have a skip count by 10, you have to change only the tens place digit. To have a skip count by 100, you have to change only the hundreds place digit. To have a skip count by 1000, you have to change only the digit on the thousands place. This is how skip count by these numbers can be done. So I hope all of you clear. Listen students, in 5th standard we have some higher numbers for skip count, or we have some skip count by higher numbers. For example, first of all you have a count by which is this number? How can you read this number? First of all, you should have to consider the place values from rightmost end. Ones place, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakh. So in the lakh position there is the number 1. So that this would be 1 lakh. 1 lakh. So you should have to do a skip count by 1 lakh. Tell me, what would be the idea? What would be the trick? For a given number, if you want to do count by 1 lakh, you should have to change the lakhs position. You should have to change the digit at the lakhs position only. Clear? And we can discuss it by taking an example. Here is a number given for you, and it is which is this number? You can count it from the rightmost. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakh, 10 lakh. So here there is how many lakhs? 16 lakhs. And there is no 10,000s, but there is 4,000s. And there is no remaining digits other than 0. So it would be 16 lakh 4,000. And from this number, you should have to give the next 3 numbers. You should have to state which would be the next 3 numbers by doing a skip count by 1 lakh. How can you do that? First of all, since it is skip count by 1 lakh, you should have to consider the digit at the lakhs place on the given number. Which is the digit at the lakhs place? Just check it. This is ones place, this is tens place, this is hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000s place, and here comes the lakhs place, and there is a digit 6. So to have a skip count by lakh, you have to change only this digit 6, which is at the lakhs place. So what would be the next number? The next number would be, there is no change for this 1. Next is 6, which is at the lakhs place. So it should have to be increased by 1, which would become 17. There is no change for other numbers. So we can write 0, 4, 0, 0, 0. What would be the next number? Same, we starts from 1. There is no change for the digit 1. And for the next, here it is 7. It should have to be increased by 1, which would become 8. Then there is no change for other digits. what would be the next? For obtaining next, you should be starting from the 1 itself. Then 8 is increased by 9. Then there is a comma, no change for other digits. Anybody can anybody say what would be the next? So on considering next, here at the lakhs place there is 9 which has to be increased by 1. 9 increased by 1 become 10. 10 is a 2-digit number. We have only one place. So what we shall do? Consider this whole number, complete number. This is 19 and increase just by 1. 19 plus 1, what would be next? It would be 20. So when it is 19, you have to increase 1. It would become 20. Then there is 0, 4. Then there is 3 zeros. No change for any other digits. This is how skip count by 1 lakh or skip count by lakh can be done. I hope you understand, clear about it. Then if you are clear about it, then you are going to do the next skip count, and it is skip count by 10 lakh. So let's begin with it. So we are going to do skip count by 10 lakh. Count by 10 lakh. For doing skip count by 10 lakh, let's begin with a number. Here is a number given for you. Which is the given number? Can you read this number? First of all, start from the rightmost end. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakh, 10 lakh. So this is 23 lakh. How many thousands? There are 60 thousands. There is no other digits other than 0. So this can be read as 23 lakh 60 thousands. And from this 23 lakh 60 thousands, you should have to say what is the next 3 numbers after doing a skip count by 10 lakh. What shall we do? We have to consider the digit at the lakhs place. So check out which is the digit at the lakhs place. Sorry, this is a count by 10 lakh. 10 lakh means you should have to consider the digit at the 10 lakhs place. So which is the digit at the 10 lakhs place here? You can start from right. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakh, and here comes the 10 lakh. Which is the digit? The digit is 2. So for doing skip count by 10 lakh, what would be the next number? The 2 is replaced as 3. There is no change for other numbers. So 2 after 2 replaced by 3, then again there is a 3, 60, 3 zeros. And it can be read as 33 lakh 60,000. This 23 lakh would just become 33 lakh. 23 lakh and here 33 lakh. So on the next, the 10 lakhs place, here it is 3 and it can be replaced as 4. No change for other numbers. So 43, 60, 000 and can be read as 43,60,000. What would be the next? Instead of this 4, you should have to write 5, so that it would be 53,60,000 and so on. So this is how skip count by 10 lakh can be done. To have a skip count by 10 lakh, you just want to consider the digit at the place of 10 lakh. Then increase it 1 by 1, so that the skip count by 10 lakh can be easily done. Clear? Listen here, students. So we have been discussed about what is skip count. If you are well understood about the ideas of skip count, then you can solve all these questions independent, clear, without the help of me. If you can do so, then you are brilliant. So just pause the video, just stop the video and try to do these questions. So I hope all of you worked out these questions, and if you can't work out these questions, you don't have to worry. We are going to discuss these questions, but you should have to do your homeworks. Today certain homeworks would be given for you. You should have to do it independent. Clear? Do it by yourself. Okay? So let's begin with the first question. Here is a series of numbers given. How many numbers are given? There are 3 numbers given, and you should have to complete the next 2 numbers that have to be placed here. Clear? So you should have to check from here. Which is the number given here? It is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. How many 10,000s? 42,000s. Then 321. So this is 42,321. Which is the next number? 42,322. Which is the next number? 42,323. So you can see that there is a change in one's place. There is a change in one's place, and all other numbers remains the same. You see, here 4, here also 4, here also 4, here 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, here also 3, 2, 2, here also 2. So the digit that changing is only the digit at the ones place. First of all, it is 1, then it would become 2, then it would become 3. So this is simply the counting. Count by which number? This is count by which number? Which place is changing? One's place. So it would be count by 1. So you have to change only the ones place. You have to increase only the ones place. So what would be the remaining 2 numbers? There is no change for all those numbers except the number at the ones place. The ones place, here it is 3. It would become 4. And there is no change for other numbers. So that 2, 3, there is a comma, then 2, then 4. 42,324. What would be the next? 42,320. Instead of 4, we have to write 5. Clear? Now look at the second question. First of all, you should have to look at the given numbers and find which type of a count it is. For that, you should have to focus upon the digits and find where is the change occurring, at which place the change is occurring. So let's begin with it. Here it is 23,000 and it would become 33,000 and next it would become 43,000. Here the change is at which place? These are the places where change is occurring. This 2 become 3, then it become 4. Which is the place here? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So which kind of a skip count it is? It is a count by, tell me, count by 10,000 because the digit at the 10,000s place is changing. So it is count by 10,000. So what would be the next number? The 10,000s place, which is here it is 4, has to be increased by 1, which would become 5. There is no change for other digits. 3, 0, 0, 0. What would be next? 5 is increased as 6. No change for other digits. Clear? So let's do the third problem also. For that, check out the given numbers. On looking at these numbers, you can see that which place is changing. Here 7, here also 7, here also 7. No change for that place. Then next, here it is 2 and it is changed as 3. Then it is changed as 4. So this is the place. Which place is this? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands place. So it would be a skip count by 1000. It is a skip count by 1000. Clear? So how can you write the remaining two numbers? By increasing the thousands place one by one. So what would be the next? 7 instead of 4, 5. 75,320. What would be next? 70 instead of 5, it is 6. 76,000. No change for other digits. 320 it's clear. This is how skip count can be done. So I hope you are now familiar with the problems associated with this concept skip count also. So certain homeworks would be given for you on the date of uploading this video and you should have to do, all of you should have to do those homeworks and send me the homeworks as private message, personal message. Clear? So all of you, see you in the next class. Thank you.